What's up, guys? So today sorry I couldn't be there today, but you do have still a little bit of note taking to do. So Miss Cashmore should have gone over the homework with you, and all that jazz, and given you the note sheet. So now you've made it to the link. Good job, you did it. So proud. So let's kind of get started right now. So let's talk about the area of a triangle. Well, just wants to keep zooming out. So, as we all know, hopefully we all know this, that the area of a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height. The base is any side, and the height is the length of the altitude, which is right here, h, as you can see, h. Now, the thing with this is you just have to be careful that you take the height as the altitude. It has to be the 90 degrees, but I'm pretty sure we all know that fairly well. I forgot to mention that at any time during this video, if you want to pause it, if you need to do anything, just please pause, and then you can continue on. With that being said, if you need to pause now to write down these two bullets that are on your guided notes, please do so. If not, I will continue on. So here's the first example. We've all done stuff like this before. So here is my height, my h. Here's my base, also part of my base. So we do 1/2 times 6.4. Those are parentheses. You just have to bear with me the first couple times we do this. It's not going to be pretty. So 1/2 your height, and then your base is going to be 14. The reason why this one has this extra part here is because this angle is greater than 90. So when it's greater than 90, you have to take the height outside of the triangle. Going on to B. Again, here is my height. Or is it? It is actually not. Most people think that's a height because it's the vertical line. This is actually my base. Your height is going to be right here. This will be my height. It's 12 centimeters. It really doesn't matter because you're doing multiplication, so if you did mess that up, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So 1/2 times 5 times 12. And this one I'll actually solve out. So you're going to get 1/2 times 12 is going to give you 6. Remember, PEMDAS multiplication doesn't matter which order you go in. Times 5. And that's going to give me an area. 6 times 5 is going to be 30. Now, with area, it's always squared, so it's going to be centimeters squared. Centimeters squared. And I'll just pause for a sec so you can write that down. Again, if I don't pause long enough, you can always pause the video and write down anything you need to write down. Area of a rectangle. This thing just wants to zoom out like crazy. Base times height. Again, while I'm doing this, you should be writing this down on your note sheet. I'm pretty sure we all know that. Square is also base times height, but since these are the same, it's going to be, we can just say side times side, which is the same thing. Sorry if that looks like a 5. It's side times side, which is the same thing as side squared. Side squared. We should all know this. This is from like 5th grade. But if you don't, great refresher. And hopefully it'll come back to you quickly. Oh, I forgot to mention Happy Friday. Um, you all should have done your homework, like I said, so she should have collected that. You will have homework tonight as well, which she will give you. I think it's number 3 on the assignment sheet. It should be bookwork. So, and then after this, you're going to do a little practice note sheet. So this one's actually pretty cool. You can't see this. This says, what about a parallelogram? So we've talked about triangles, we've talked about squares, rectangles, parallelogram. Now you see this parallelogram is made up of this square and these 2 triangles. So actually, this formula that I'm about to show you comes from this 1/2 base times height plus base times height plus 1/2 base times height, which gives you just base times height. What that would look like is this base in the black, and then in the purple, this height. Could also look like this. This could be the height. It's the same thing. So, moving on. Just like to check. So now, by now, you should have the top 3 rows filled out in your sheet. Parallelograms. So, you don't have to write this down. This is in your sheet. This is just for you to know and look at. And I just want to explain this to you. So, like I said before, the base can be any side. So it could be this side, down here that you see, could be this side. I personally like to do the bottom one because that just makes sense. When you say base, we usually think of the bottom. The height is perpendicular to the base. So as I said earlier, it can be this line inside of the parallelogram or also can be outside the parallelogram. It just has to be perpendicular to the base. Those are the only things. And then just like with triangles, sometimes you have to extend the opposite side. So that's what you're seeing right here. Like we did in that first example up in the second row. Sorry if I keep looking to my right. That's just my note sheet to make sure that you guys, just so I'm doing everything that's on your note sheet. So find the area of each parallelogram. So our formula is area. I'm actually doing pretty well writing on this. I thought it'd be very difficult, but I'm actually doing pretty well. So our base times our height. I'm going to make this the base. I will make this the height. Try to use those same colors. Base is 5 times our height, which is 4. So that equals 20. Nice. Now here, this is when we have the height outside. So the base here is going to be 2, and the height here is going to be 3.5. I should have probably used the same colors. Hold on. Can I erase? Ah, yes I can. So let's try that again. Base and height. So 2 times 3.5, very simple, is going to give me 7 centimeters squared. Again, how I did that, I just did 2 times 3.5, which is 7 centimeters squared. Didn't label this. This is going to be inches squared. Again, throughout the video, if you do have any questions, you can always pause, you can rewind, you can also ask Ms. Cashmore. She was more than happy to help you guys, or you can always ask a peer, or there's also books in the corner of the room that can help you out as well if you get stuck, especially when we go to that other worksheet. Okay, let's move on. So that should fill in the whole first page. You're going to flip over. Of course my laptop's dying. I'm going to come to a quick pause, and I will be right back. For you, it won't look like I really left, but I'm going to pause. Alrighty, we are back in action. So I'm going to skip down to this one. Not skip down, just go to the next slide. So find the area again, finding heights of a parallelogram. So there's 2 different ways to do this. You could do this as the base, and this as the height. Or you could do this one as the base and this one as the height. I'm actually going to do it this way since we haven't seen it that way yet. But maybe I'll do both just to show that you're going to give you the same answer. So 3 times 6 equals 18 feet. Oh, not good. Feet squared. This is a lot harder than you think, writing with a mouse pad. Now, we'll try the other one. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be a 3? Yikes, Mr. K, that is ugly. There we go. Let's try that one. 9 times 2. Whoa, big 9. Going in. 18 again. So, doesn't matter which way you do it. Again, you might only know certain information. So, you might have to do it the first way. Even though that looks kind of weird, it is going to give you the same answer. So, oh, I actually shouldn't have done this one. So this should have been done on your own. So you should go now, do the other one on your own, and then come back and I'll show you that, and I'll just put up the answer. So you can pause. I'm going to start moving to the next one. Hit pause, and then in 5 seconds, I'm just going to show you the answer. All right. We haven't done one like these yet, so hopefully you got a good try in. So we know the area from here. We can find the area from here. So that's 9 times 15, which is going to give me 135. Making threes in this is so hard. Pretend that's a 3. 135. That's going to equal 18x. Why can I say it's equal to 18x? Because both ways are the same way of finding the area. So whatever the area is for finding it this way, it'll be the same for this way. So now you just divide by 18. And that will give you 7.5. So again, just recapping, should have done this on your own. If not, you will have one more on your practice sheet. But since when we multiply these, we get one area, and multiply these, we get the same area. We can set them equal to each other and then solve for x. Now, moving on to the trapezoid. Area of a trapezoid. Again, what do we know about a trapezoid? A trapezoid has 2 parallel lines, and then it has legs that connect the parallel lines. So let's look. It's 1/2 height. This is a little more confusing. 1/2 times the height times the base plus this base. So we have a rectangle and 2 triangles. So that's our 1/2 and our base, and then our B1 and our B2. Like I said, parallel sides. The height has to be perpendicular to one of the bases, to both the bases. Again, pause if you need to write anything down. I'm going to move on. Find the area of each trapezoid. So this one I want you to do on your own again, so pause. Once you pause, come back, and the answers will be here. So ready, pause. So welcome back. Hopefully that try went well. You should have got 504 inches squared. You should have got 9 times 56. That's how you should have done that one. Now again, if you had trouble with that one, you just basically have to plug into the formula. Here's my height, here are my 2 bases, and then PEMDAS, make sure that you added these first. Now this one over here, again, pause, try on your own, and then come back. So for this one, you should have got 175.5 feet squared. This is going to be 6.5 height times 1/2 times 27. That's how you get that one. So one more thing to go over before we're done with this, and then you can go ask Miss Cashmore for the class worksheet. And then once you're done with that, that should be the end of class. You can have a wonderful weekend and go home and make sure you do the homework. And I will see you Monday. So last but not least, we're going to talk about rhombuses.